looks like Loud wants that big flank to find the extra point off of the Falcon player. We'll catch up with them later on as Buriram spots out Demon's Pride, top 16, about to be tagged up. Jonah has got the M24 in hand, just no angles to work off of it just yet. Gun Dynasty, on the other hand, with a very early reset, at least pulling back one player back in here, and with a phenomenal flank on fire, finally taken out of position there. AGAL, one player down on the ground. The battle between them and Gun Dynasty does not end well here for Gun Dynasty. The recovery definitely needed once again, and Benel is on the case.
Yeah, in this situation here in AGL, they've always been so proactive with these early fights as well. Already 5 eliminations here. Saifa once more. Rahat is on
That's
the
it.
other end waiting as TEC already in such a precarious position, but his teammates able to be brought back into the game. But Nejat goes down to PDX.
Oh, Team Apex Gaming. Extra point for them, baby. If they can pick this up, Thrill of Battle pops perfectly. And a timely Thrill of Battle leads to Wolven picking up that extra point. But here comes Demon's Pride. They want the fight. They take this jump straight to the vending machine. Instant revival, but Madara sacrifices himself for that pick.
তোর কাছে কত টাকা
হ্যাঁ মসুরা নেই আমি
টাকা নাই কোনো
টেকনিক্যাল ডিফিকাল্টির কারণে আমরা চলে গিয়েছিলাম, একটু কারেন্ট চলে গেছিল, তার কারণে আগের ভিডিওটা প্রাইভেট করে দেওয়া হয়েছে। আপনারা কোনো প্যারা নেবেন না।
এই ইসলা কি কর
নানি তো এখন আমরা আবার ব্যাক করেছি।
সো ম্যাচ চলতেছে 12:12 টাইমিং মাত্র স্টার্ট হইছে। ইন্ডিয়ান টিম
না প্রাইভেট হয়েছে।
ও মাই গড, টিসি তো সেই খেলা দিছে।
লাইভ
19 পয়েন্ট করছে, ডিসকোয়ালিফাই করা শেষ।
ডিপ্রেশনে গেছিস গা ভাই, ক্যারিয়ার ধ্বংস, একবার বাইরে দিই
আমি বাইক করে দিই।
তাও রেজাল্টের আগে লাভি।
হ্যাঁ সব অন অন
যাবো কেন হ্যালো ওই স্যার মুসলিম গাইতে কোন আমরা যাব
জানি না টেকা না দিছে।
আরে কলের কথা কর না নাবিলের লগে কথা কর
ওরে ক 500 দিতে পারবো কেন? নগদ দিন মোর কাছে টাকা আছে শিওর।
100 টাকা না 500।
Yeah, absolutely. They play the Moko really well. And he had the M82B and the SKS as well. Great attention from that long range and the advantage taken. And Katie God keeping the Indian squad still in the game with the double revive. Buriram trickled in one after the other, finding Team Apex Gaming. But the Indian squad could not take these giants out. Three-time world champs for a good reason. They're just ramping up very slowly here, not showing their aggressive side just yet, Buriram.
You can see it, how active the map is right now. Loud's getting a few pickoffs as well. I'm sure DRS as well, while everything has been going on here. In this situation, I think...
Uh-oh. No. Katie
এই দিকে আরে ভাই আরে কারেন্টের ইয়া আছে না অফ করে ওই কর এই কারেন্ট ডাউন করে দিই বেস ক্যাম অফ করো আরে ভাই আফ্রিকার বলে কি বানালে তারা খেলা খেলা
and Gun Dynasty is just that Phil.
Yeah, and Shairu is stuck outside the zone as well. What are you going to do here? You have to find a different way into the area. And Falcons wants, they desperately really want that one extra point. It almost feels like they just are playing with a vengeance. Now, in this situation here, GD looking good with 6 points already. Shairu still managing to stay alive. And right now, if we were to look at the leaderboard here, EVOS has looking really good right now. They have a huge lead compared to the rest of the teams. And in terms of, I would say, positioning right now, they're looking, I think, fairly alive. If anything, throughout the entirety of this day, EVOS has been doing well in in terms of positioning, in terms of looking for pickoffs, in terms of looking for fights as well. And I don't think this is going to change anytime soon.
Of course, Nexera has always given us a lot of eliminations thanks to the number of vending machines, compounds that you can use for cover, not having to use up all of your glue walls too early in the matchup. And we're going to see quite a number of survivors. Again, as I say that, the Rail Soldiers pulling in a double revive. Yet again, extra coins. Takuri making sure he brings back the 2 revives first. So great strategy played by him before he got caught out there. Unfortunate that he could not go in for that final revive. So 2 players down for the side of DRS once again.
AGL is really scary. If you think you managed to shake them off, they just really a false sense of security before finally being taken out. He's done his due diligence though. He brought his teammates back into the game, and I think bringing them back into the game poses a big threat to so many of these teams. Now, in this particular area where Falcons was, you could see just now they were really looking for Jazzy. He's still very much alive, but they have to be very, very aware that Loud is close by somewhere in the wing. So this could potentially be a 2-way fight. Is looking really good right now.
Rough run for Demon's Pride. Yeah, Pride definitely taking a hit here on day 1. Still down at the very bottom of our leaderboard with just 10 points to their side. David 444 down on the ground. Instant pickup there, and the recovery is solid for Gun Dynasty. But they have been challenged all throughout this lobby. The only luck they have now is they're dealing with DRS, and they've got the numbers advantage in this battle as well.
Just really trying to find this bounty as well as really settle it down as well as Alu tries to put a little bit of space away from GD. If he's able to maybe isolate this fight, buy a bit of time, so Stroix will be able to give him a bit of, I would think, support. That'll be really good. Now, the Falcons finally ran toe-to-toe against Loud. BZP forced to move away here as the Falcons finally rally back. They have a nice high ground to play with. Over on the other side here, gonna cook up that nade, throw it forward, but I'm gonna think it's gonna be going a little bit too wide as BZP is just so quick on that reposition.
Yeah, that was a blind nade there. No Moko for the advantage. Good time turner for BZP. Has got the double barrel, but the Valiant dash is bursting through him. Extra bit of confidence off of the electrotherapy that Cassie provided them. Limit those straight down to the ground. Recovery is not going to be impossible here, but they're going up against one of the best Brazilian squads. Loud can shut them down, and that's exactly what Nyx does. M10-14 perfection on fire taken down. Caroro shut down as well. Loud making a lot of noise, but Pina's there for the save. But the pickups have to be the focus here. And Falcons surviving this one. Guaca too far away to back up the rest of his brothers, and Falcons will survive because of that.
I am loving the fact that Falcons really doubled down on this, and then Denrick as well, just stuck in the corner, trying his best to survive. But Buriram United, they're saying no. So as much as you want to survive, it's not going to happen. We will dig you out of that hole if we have to. Gets one more point to their name, and now they're going to go and find a different way into the area. This mid-side area in terms of rotations here, southern side, EVOS has controlled this area. Toward the western side, you have PDX is sort of moving around the area. Northern side, Aurora, but middle side here, you have, I think, GD and AGL forward, and TAG just busting forward, looking for this fight eagerly.
Just with that game 3, Buriram has jumped into the top 3 already. Now you see the Moko tagging up the players on the side of Team Apex Gaming. This is a little bit of a pinch. AGL focus fire, but Team Apex Gaming very smartly repositioning, just staying away from the crosshairs of both AGL as well as Gun Dynasty. A sticky situation here for the Indian squad for sure.
But they're not really showing their hand either. They're just really hoping to weather down that storm, because no team can really get too close to one another for these forward fights. Pina, somewhere along the lines there, does find Stroix eventually. Alu rushing forward. They're almost taken down on fire, but regardless of that, would have been traded. So now the blue zone comes through here. Kiroro should be brought back into the game as Loud is slowly trying to recalibrate themselves.
Recalibrate indeed. The double revive coming on through. Full squad once again for the Brazilian squad. Loud have been loud from the start. Very consistent to keep themselves in the top 4. But they have to make sure they play a little bit of recovery here. And Nyx is going to have his foot shot off. Abax with a sharp shot from afar. AC80 perfection once again. And yet again, the Brazilian squad on the back foot. This is just not their lobby. Recovery seems to be really difficult. And that's exactly what Nextera is. Lots of spots to hide away at. And we have got a ton of squads, so many players still alive and kicking as we approach the 12 minutes.
Yeah, Alu is not going to be able to hit the ground there. Gonna just get knocked down so quickly. His teammate did try to give a bit of pressure there onto Buram United. Not happening though. You know, like you mentioned, Moshi just so superb on the snipers.
Oh yeah. I'm showing that, yes, we were ramping it up slow, but nothing impossible for us to catch up with. Rasha though, right below the bridge like a troll, up against Falcons, but gonna get caught all alone here. On fire, making that rotation. Rasha, can you survive this one? What kind of trickery will you show us? It's Gun Dynasty that takes advantage of that chaos! And the follow-up is solid. EVOS with the revenge. The players on the side of Paradox taking advantage of this situation as well. Then Reek is gonna get picked right back up. And Falcons off of that rotation put themselves under the bridge, losing 2 players in that sequence.
In this situation, EVOS as well, trying to take away this positioning coming in from Aurora, but cannot able to come close to them at all. And EVOS is very, very patient here, trying to find an opening, an angle, anything, but also aware that Loud is close by. One moment your head is out there in the open, it's going to be instantly popped, and that's how it is for both of these teams here. And it's sort of a momentary stalemate between these 3 teams. You have to worry about PDX as well. You also see that they're trying to rush away from the area as On Fire tries to put in the damage.
See if Not On Fire can get this catch up here. Quickly repositioning right under the Robo. And it gives them a little bit of cover for the time being. The launch pad, I think they were looking for a little bit of a higher angle as DRS Gaming gets taken out of the equation. Locked down by the thrill of battle. And Falcons needs to quickly reposition. They do not want to get stuck in a fight without their active skills. Riptide Rhythm from afar. EVOS will play some shots, but it's Aurora that takes the advantage with that shot. The Malaysian squad slowly sneaking their way back in here. Locked down once again by the thrill of battle. Potentially out of the Brazilian squad this time round. Grenade, what a tight angle, played perfectly there. But Loud up against EVOS, that's going to be the appointment that they have to go through first before catching up with the Malaysians.
This is insane high-stakes fights as well. Just fighting for this real estate property. Saifa gets knocked down somewhere in the corner here as EVOS still saves their lives by just hunkering down in the corner and waiting out the initial onslaught. You can see Trap barely alive, already taking out so much damage. Gets a top-up here, trying to break into the building. And somewhere in the corner, Team Apex Gaming does already get eliminated here. Loud waiting patiently on the outer side here. Like it or not, EVOS and Aurora are gonna have to vacate the premises. Now the glue wall's been, I think, destroyed. They're coming into the area. EVOS forced to move back as well.
A smart reposition here by Loud. To put a great distance between themselves and the chaos that they almost encountered between EVOS and Aurora. Now leaving the battle between the Malaysian and the Indonesian squad. And the shots from afar, AGL putting the pressure onto both Aurora and EVOS. Riptide Rhythm breaking down the defenses. Azrael sneaky. But he saw the Riptide Rhythm and quickly stepped away from the window. Ray, on the other hand, not doing that. AJL getting a couple of tags in. Ingot, the Molko tagging him up already. And it looks like he will sneak away. Ray, on the other hand, will not get the pleasure of doing so. Axel's gonna get caught out. Riptide Rhythm again putting on so much of pressure, taking advantage of this tight little compound. And Aurora again will get snuffed out early.
You is doing great, just really catching people in the mid of the rotations as well. Now EVOS only Aim God is alive, gonna hunker down the corner as Loud is gonna work their magic onto GD. Aim God rushing through, but for the other side there's gonna be a massive Nyx and Trap doing a lot of magic, but GD pressuring them, and AGAL also wants to join in on that fight. GD rushing forward, and now right in the nick of time, you have AGAL finding the last possible member from EVOS, not able to survive, so Aim God down and out.
Yeah, that's it for EVOS. AGL spotted them out and they were just tracking them all the way through. And now Gun Dynasty trying to take on the Brazilians, but the interference from the Thai squad. AGL long range away and almost no cover at all except their glue walls. This is going to be trouble if a Skylar is in the hands of either Gun Dynasty or Loud. And they'll quickly take some cover behind the boulder as well as these trees. Great rotation, great defense from the Thai squad.
AGL being very patient here, stuck behind a rock, but definitely not a high a hard place yet. But now as GD wants to take away this real estate from Loud, cannot do so. Only 6 damage is done. Nice damage onto Trap, but no more than that.
Beautifully played here by Latam. Understanding the angles perfectly. Trying to make use of the utilities instead of taking a straightforward fight up against Loud, who do have the positional advantage in that sequence. Shiru, though, caught in hand, looking for the flank, trying to play a little bit of pressure on AGAL to take AGL out of the equation here before they have to deal with Brazil. And AGL understands the little bit of a pinch that they are in, trying to close the distance down to take the positional advantage away from GD as the circle forces them closer in.
Shiro is just trying to really just come into the area, can go for this backstab. AGL does try to collapse forward, but the amount of pressure that Loud is putting on them is incredible. The glue walls are just immediately destroyed. GD cannot come close and come into the compound at all. Dew falls. David, good one onto him as well. And Shiro, his position finally seen, forced to move back here. David putting in that damage to AGL, a quick reposition forward, and they are going to collapse. AGL cannot move forward.
What a beautiful rotation, man. That's perfection out of Thailand, perfection out of AGAL. But now, how do you deal with this chaos? Gun Dynasty have been pushed outside. They are at a disadvantage at this point of time. But when the circle starts closing on in, it's going to be trouble. Where will the zone move? Who does it favor? And Trap, what a nade. David taken out, but the time turner is active on their side. They didn't waste it earlier on, and that allows them to pick up their rusher instantly.
And it's really good.
One
You
more.
cycling! Nice shot and a knockdown coming in from Cypher's skill. Great work coming through here. Loud still has the upper hand advantage in terms of positioning. AGL, HP chunking down. The damage comes through, and Loud, all they have to do is just rush forward, and they're completely surrounded from every single angle. And Loud, once again, a booyah!
Second booyah of the day for Brazil. And they are not messing around. Got pushed down a tad bit. The performance at Purgatory, not the best. At Solara, it was decent. But this is going to get them right back in contention for the #1 spot for sure. AGL definitely going to be in the race for the top 3 here after a back-to-back performance. We saw them pick up a massive number of eliminations off of Purgatory, and they have gotten in towards that final circle here at Nextera with the exact same performance. Great play, I have to say, from both teams.
You know what's really impressive about AGL? The fact that in the beginning of the game, they're all around the map. We come to them finally after seeing those initial fights. Something like, what? They already have 6 eliminations? Silent but deadly, but definitely loud toward the end as well. It felt like a bait and switch because GD was the one that had a compound, I would say, advantage in the beginning.
Yeah, and this was where it all came crumbling down for AGAL. They went in, they took the house as their defensive compound. What they were not expecting was the play out of Gun Dynasty. And the play out of Gun Dynasty wouldn't have been forced if it wasn't for Loud. Loud started tossing those grenades at them. Gun Dynasty had to make a decision, and the only decision they could make was take the fight up against AGAL. And they played that perfectly, rushing straight at them. And again, I've always mentioned how David 444 is one of the most lethal rushes out there. And he took the fight straight up against them with the Mag 7, demanding a lot of points in that house, and he got it for their side. But towards the end, it just wasn't enough. AGL stood their ground really well with the defense, but they had to lose 2 players in that sequence as well, and Loud with the advantage just walked away with it towards the end. It's not always about the most aggressive. Sometimes it's about who understands the final circle better.
Yeah, you have the eliminations. You have to find that I would say, balance, right?
Yeah.
Between getting to that last few points with those placements, plus also getting those eliminations as well. And AGL has, I would say, AGL, Loud, Buriram United have really good, I would say, grasp on being able to do all of this coming into the game. I think what's really fun to see as well is just the fact that for AGL, they know how to do the bait and switch. They know how to go for zone control. But I have to say that for Loud just now, they were just doubling down on that real estate. They know that they had the height advantage. They know that they can just really kind of keep out GD from their area and force GD and AGL to go for that fight, and all they have to do is just clean up house.
Yeah, and it's been very impressive to see this Brazilian squad so far, because yes, it wasn't a very aggressive Purgatory game, but if you look at their positioning placement in all 4 games so far has been phenomenal. We're going to take a quick short break now. When we come back, the final 2 games of the day.
कितने बोल
So guys, we're back. বাংলাদেশের কত পয়েন্ট ছিল দেখতে হবে। ওকে ওকে পয়েন্ট টেবিল দিল। 1 নম্বর ইভোস আছে, 2 নম্বরে এজি, 3 নম্বর লোড, 4 নম্বর বুরাম ইউনাইটেড, 5 নম্বর জিডি আর 6 নম্বর ফ্যালকন। দেখা যাক গাইস, বাংলাদেশ টিম তো চান্স পায়নি। ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডে দিতে পারো
Especially when we're going to be going into the final 2 games of Group A. Keep in mind, for everybody watching at home, you're saying, wait, final 2 games? No, we still got 6 more from Group B coming up. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But I mean, from some of the other squads that we're watching, we saw the Pakistan team, right? They're towards the bottom. They need to do something because right now, the top 4 squads, the cutoff is at 70 points. And that's not going to stop. That's just going to keep going because of the consistency, Conchita, that we're currently seeing out of these squads. What can we see out of those bottom squads in the last 2 matches? Because they need to wake up.
Yes, they do need to wake up. Unfortunately, I'm not really familiar with the way the Pakistani teams played, but what I see from their performance today is that there's a gap of capability that apparently they still have against the other team, and that is something that I hope they can catch up as soon as possible, because obviously being on the bottom 2 is not so ideal. Looking at it, it's still quite a climb that they need to do, but yeah, keeping my fingers crossed.
And then you have Aurora. Aurora is currently 40 points. I'm sorry I have to do it to you.
I won't mention their name anymore.
You can talk about them, but just don't mention their name.
Yeah.
From that squad, I mean, you were talking about having eliminations earlier on. They only have 19 eliminations so far. We've seen squads being able to get almost that in just 1 match.
I think what Aurora game is finding right now is a balance of, because they failed in the first game. I mean,
It's okay.
I'm thinking it's my fault, but they failed in the first few games. But since they couldn't bring the elimination, they couldn't bring the fire, so they're going back to the basic. Go for survivability, trying to balance it out, elimination and placement point. And that's why they're trying something different. Just go and try to catch up, or go for catch up on the placement point. Once they get the groove of how to find the final circle, then they can get those elimination.
Yeah, what I've been noticing is that every time they go into an altercation or try to take a fight, they come out as the losing team. It's down to one player, then they're going to have to make that revive and try and do that. So I do believe that, yeah, if they can continue that survivability, because eliminations will come in the end, okay? As long as you can make your rotation, you get to that final zone, the elims will come. So hopefully we can see that sort of progress into the next games, because they slightly started doing it in that final match, but the first couple of matches, every time I saw Aurora fight, it was them out, and it's not working for them. So they definitely need to adapt and change because mechanically they're gifted, but they're not making these decisions correctly.
Yeah, I so agree because individually they're great players, but somehow when it comes to the teamwork, something just isn't working. There is something that they not to change. I mean, it's like someone needs to step up, I guess, and be the role model for them. Yeah. No.
I might step out.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to target you for this one. Yeah.
No need to do that. I mean, in regards to eliminations, one squad that has been stepping up is Team Apex Gaming. They have been able to put up those elims. At the beginning of the day, they were struggling a lot. Even Lucifer, one of our casters, is going to be coming for Group B. He was saying they're slow starters. He was actually expecting them to do better in the second day.
Yeah.
But you can't be mad. Honestly, Neptune, you cannot be mad at the way that this squad has now been able to put up those eliminations.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's more of elimination geared. Apex
It's the complete opposite, right?
Complete opposite of what we're going for earlier. Like placement point, they like no regards of placement point. All they have to do is early on the get-go, they want to get all those eliminations in, and at some point for teams, they're treating it as a 50-50. Like it's a double-edged sword. But for Team Apex Gaming, they want to bring down the sword against the opponent. Whether they lose, I think they can carry over those eliminations in the following round. The risk is they're losing the balance of finding the final circle. And again, there's still importance of that booyah. Probably not this point of the stage, but if you're really catching up in numbers, you have to do well on both.
Yeah, because 29 elimination points is not bad at all. I mean, from what we see out of the 4th games that we have just watched, Apex really is trying to fix the mistake they have on the first game. And yeah, I think things are quite looking up for them right now.
You can see they got fans right now here in the arena live from Paris. This is Free Fire at EWC. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going into the last 2 matches of Group A. Can those bottom squads step it up like we've been wanting to see? Or is it just going to be too little, too late in this last 2 matches before we go into tomorrow? AJ, Tash Bunny, take it away.
Thank you very much, Seven. Man, it has been an exciting one here for sure. We expected Nextera to deliver, and Nextera did exactly that. 121 eliminations in that lobby. It was explosive end to end. But now we head on into Kalahari. We head on into the map where the snipers usually rule. Let's see exactly which sniper stands tall by the end of this.
It's always very fun, right? I think you've already kind of pinpointed which players you want to see. Reside coming in from Moshi, Reside coming in from Russia.
So ম্যাচ স্টার্ট হয়ে গেছে আমাদের। সো বাংলাদেশ 11 নম্বর। ওয়েল দেখি ম্যাচটা মেবি ভালো যাবে তাদের। তো কোথায় নামছে সবাই? মেবি ড্রপ ক্লাচ, টাইটান স্পোর্টস ক্লাব আর বিআরএস পড়তে পারে। ওকে, কোড টু শিটবার আলাদা আছে। ও এটা বড় সড়ো ক্লাস হতে পারে। এটা ডিএলএস আর ডিআরএস আর টাইটান স্পোর্টস ক্লাব আর প্রোগ্রামের। যাই হোক, দেখা যাক কি হয়। ওকে, প্লেড ও প্লেড ও ও ও ও নাইস নাইস নাইস। Okay, nice. Sniper, Indian. Oh. ভালো। এবার তো ডিএসসি ভালো মতো ফর্মে এসে পড়ছে। মেবি এবার একটা বই আশা করা যায়। ওকে 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 বুড়ো মায়া পড়ছে। ওকে ব্লেড একা এই জায়গায়। ওকে ডিআরএস ও সেই পেশা দিচ্ছে কিন্তু বুড়ো ওকে টিসিদের দুইটা এলিমিনেশন। Oh.
The possibility of third parties today have been incredible for so many teams. We see it happening from so many different angles. And for Falcons, they want to try and check this fight against TAG.
A crucial rotation here from AimGod, looking to bring the squad of EVOS back into play. If they get eliminated now, being overtaken by AGL and Loud is a no-brainer. The players on the side of Falcons, on the other hand, on their rotation, they spot out TAG, Team Apex Gaming, in a little bit of a trouble. Riptide Rhythm's going to be breaking down the defenses. Iljad can't drive away. Wolvin stuck. Time Turner is on his side, and he needs to hope and pray that Falcons make a mistake here, but the valiant dash of Opina is just going to put him in a little bit of a pickle, and now it's all up to KD God. He's got coins to revive the squad twice around, but can he get to a vending machine in time?
Yeah, it's just really scary right now. You have no clue or idea where exactly anyone can be. And granted, this map is huge. Everyone has a bit of an area. The high grounds are looking good as well. There we go. EVOS back into the game as AimGod finds a way in here. As for the rest of the team, the reposition is going to be incredibly hard. They just take a lot of damage. Benel, oh my gosh.
One more.
Nasty shot coming in from multiple angles. The Swiss Army knife for the team. Not only is he sharp, but also is he diligent. He revives and he kills as well.
But now you monster. But now in the 1v1 up against Rahat, can you get the hit? David and Vega down on the ground already. But Benel looking like he wants to shine on his own in this situation. Doesn't have much of a choice, but Barros shows up in his radar as well. And Benel making the right move here to disengage from that situation. Rahat can deal with Barros, the player from the side of AGAL. Gun Dynasty in a little bit of a pickle, and Benel once again dropping back to see if he can save the squad. But the pickups are going to be solid here from Shiru. And with the stealth bites, Benel's going to get out of that sticky situation, keeping Gun Dynasty definitely in the driver's seat here for the day.
Oh yeah, KD got in trouble. Takes a bit of chip damage, but nothing more than that. The Falcons are hungry and they really want these kills. Forced to reposition, drops down to the ground, but Unfire is refilling that space that's been left behind. KD got a lot of damage taken from the util as well. He is barely alive. Forced to go in the open, and Unfire should find him in the end. Knocks him down. The inhaler should keep him alive for some time. Sajak cannot do more than that. And the Falcons are looking to hunt down the last few players. Woven in the sky, but the shots for Kiroro are just nasty.
Woven, the escape plan failed, but he did manage to pull in a final second revive for Team Apex Gaming. That's going to be their insurance policy for the time. Falcons, on the other hand, they found that one to be a little bit too easy based on the position of the TAG players, but Shoto just shining right before he got taken down. KD God bringing Woven right back in. The recovery play is already in motion for Team Apex Gaming.
Falcons doing great in terms of reposition. How they collapse is just so scary to see, especially if you're caught out here alone here. Now, Falcons, nice position here, fairly safe away from the rest of the teams, but they have to rotate eventually as TEC, despite losing so many players early, they are also very slippery, still very much in the game. Knocked down, Raha does find Jonah in exchange, but Wasana wants to avenge his teammates.
And he'll be able to do that with a valiant dash. Phenomenally done. Timed perfectly. Captain Jonas out of the equation, but Buriram have got the vending machine on the outside. Get high once again as usual on the recovery plays. Moshi M82B looking for Nejad. Can he pull the final strike to take TEC out of the lobby early here? He focuses towards the right instead as AGAL shows up on the radar of Buriram, and that is the saving grace for TEC, who managed to pull in at least one revive to stay in play.
Yeah, Kutush gets knocked down somewhere in that process as well here. As the Falcons come through, I think there should be fairly clear to go into that until they hit Bayfront, because TAG is waiting there right now. And I have to say, TAG had so many close calls today. Shoto got knocked out, I think, twice already, but they're slippery.
Big advantage on the airdrop here. No other teams aiming for it. Falcons get a freebie advantage, rotating towards it, finding nobody there. So great in terms of decision making, as well as a little bit of luck on the side of the EWC 24 champs. And it's only Apex in their way as they will try to get into Bayfront in a little. Can the Indian squad punish the champions of EWC 24, or will they get punished instead? The battle between Buriram and AGAL still continues, as both squads need to get into the next zone. And Jonah on the revive with the Car 98, punishing Baros, which means the front liner out of the equation. A little bit of an extra advantage for the side of Buriram, and AGL does not want to stay and play. They use the launcher to get themselves out of the sticky situation, far away from Buriram.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good tactical position as well. You're taking up too much damage already. Buriram United was in a great position, just really overwhelmed them as well. And I think if anything, if AGL can find a good position, they are the type of team that if they're prepared for it, they can take these fights and just completely dominate so many different areas. Now, Buriram United will follow suit here, come into the safer zone as well. The southern side underneath the circle is scary. Loud is there, Esports is there, TEC, Ravens as well. And it's going to be really nasty. I love where Lata himself. Look at this sniper. Buriram United don't know.
The trigger discipline there. Making sure he doesn't give away his position, which is a prime one. He wants to maintain the bird's eye view, stay out of trouble, then strike when it's truly needed. But for how long are you going to stay undetected up there? Loud definitely has a big advantage for this next circle. In Southeast Asia battling each other to find the next circle for themselves. This time it's going to be Falcons versus AGAL. The shot is there.
Okay, Aurora Gaming এর সাথে ভালো একটা ফাইট হবে মেবি। দেখা যাক ইভোস
will be the distraction as he gets clipped down by the thrill of battle as well. Nothing much that Aurora can do in this situation up against EVOS as well as Gun Dynasty.
Astral is barely alive right now, and I think the rest of the teams here know that, so they want to try and go in for this collapse. GD is close by as well. A1 marking them, making sure they don't come close. Both teams are being so cautious of one another, but Loud decides to jump in here.
এখানে লাউড এসে পড়েছে
Close to 13 minutes, 11 squads still alive and kicking. Things are about to get
ওকে নাইস এত ছোট একটা জোনের মধ্যে 11 টিম অ্যালাইভ দিস ইজ ভেরি ডেঞ্জারাস সিচুয়েশন দেখা যাক কি হয় এবার বাংলাদেশ টিম কি এবার বয়ে নিতে পারবে দেখা যাক কি হয়
সাথে ইগলসের চারটা টিম
not having to waste a lot of those medkits. Unnecessary recoveries. Evos Loud, Aurora in the tight little spot, but they've got the advantage for the next circle. You can't keep an eye on the
ওকে
rest of
এবং
the
জিটি একসাথে নাইস টাইটান স্পোর্টস ক্লাব ডাউন হয়ে গেল এজির কাছে দুজন অলরেডি ডাউন ওকে লর্ড আর আরোরা নাইস প্রেশারটা কিন্তু অনেক শেয়ার হইতেছে প্রেশার সেরকম প্রেশার হবে এবার কারণ জোন অনেক ছোট হয়ে গেছে
বলিরাম ফাইটে ঢুকতেছে বয়ামও জোনের দিকে
Getting kept by Team Apex Gaming. He's just trying to avoid the engagement with the Indian squad as much as possible. But will India take advantage of the situation? If they want to battle, they have to take it now. But I might say that Falcons dropping on
এখানে
it.
ফ্যালকন এবং ট্যাগের এখন
Team Apex Gaming holding their fort.
আহারে রাহাত
Trying to break down the defense. There's fights and opening.
ওকে সেরকম একটা প্রেশার দিতেছে
ফ্যালকন
সেরকম সাথে সেরকম একটা প্রেশার
কে পারবে এই ফাইটে
barricading all of those windows, trying to keep Pina out of their way.
ওকে জিডি সেরকম
The players of Gun Dynasty will spawn out this battle between the two, trying to break third party from that high ground.
Okay, nice. Oh, nice sniping. Oh, down.
Sniper plus an
Okay, দেখা যাক 10 এ একটা এলিমিনেটেড
Gun Dynasty the biggest winner in that equation. Team Apex Gaming, they survive the ambush by Falcons.
Okay, Titan Esports এর মাত্র 5টা কিল
এখন জিজি পুরো টেবিল টপ করে বসে আছে
Gun Dynasty doesn't care exactly who's in front of them. They just want these points. And yet again, Gun Dynasty taking the fight up against Team Apex Gaming, but this time they do not manage to defend themselves. Latter just too strong. And Gun Dynasty from being the third party to the predators in that equation. And Team Apex Gaming had nothing left in the gas tank.
Such good timing and such insane awareness. Now AGAL, because they're on the lower side, they have to wait
Okay, আরেকটা লিমিটেড শেষ বাংলাদেশের টিম টাইটান স্পোর্টস ক্লাব লিমিটেড ও মাই গড নাইস প্রেশার সব একসাথে জিডি সবচেয়ে বেশি এজিএল এর প্লেসমেন্ট ভালো আছে ম্যান পাওয়ার ইভোসের ম্যান পাওয়ার ভালো আছে বুড়ামেরও ম্যান পাওয়ার ভালো আছে ও অরোরা গেমিং এলিমেন্টেড
ছয়টা ইভোসে এসাথে ইভোসি আমাদের কাছ থেকে বিদায় নিল
vending machines around them. And they're shut down by Cypher. Off of the Mag 7 is perfect. Gun Dynasty loses get another. And Paradox still alive and kicking through all of that.
And it is hectic here as a Gurumi.
Hi, Levan.
What's on that? 90 charge. It will take the power win.
Coming close, keeping the team fairly alive and healthy. Here's PDX coming close, trying to take a little bit more space, but the high ground Gurumi United has gives
ওকে প্যারাডক্স সে একটা ভালো একটা আফ্রিকান টিম কিন্তু পারতেছে না ভাই যে একটা ভালো একটা টিম ছিল ওটা যাই হোক বুড়ামেরও চারটা বুড়ামের চারটা ও নাইস এজিএল এরও ভালো শেষ এলিমিনেটেড প্যারাডক্স গেমিং জিডি বাকি আছে জিডি শেষ এখন 4v4 হবে গাইস এরকম একটা সিচুয়েশন বুড়ামের একজনটা শেষ কি রে ভাই ও কি সে তো একাই 2-3 ও
Oh my god.
It's
2v1 is 2v1. Let's see who will win.
1v1 দেখা যাক কে জিতে ও বুড়ারাম ইউনাইটেড উইন
It's a booyah goes to Boyam United.
Deadly with the Mag 7. Buriram late to the party, but fingers on the numbers as they break the record set by AJL.
Record-breaking and second booyah of the day. This team feels unstoppable. There's just so many things happening right now, but they're so, I would say, aware on how the positions are going to go, how the movement is going to be, and somehow they managed to find that last crucial kill at the very, very last possible timing.
It was Buriram that set the record for the highest points at Purgatory. 15 eliminations plus the booyah. But they got matched up with that. Problem was at Nextera, AGAL just could not walk away with the booyah. It was Loud that ruined the uplands, walking away with the second booyah of the day for Brazil and kept them from breaking the record of Buriram, and Buriram showing exactly why they are three-time world champs. Phenomenal play. Let's check out these replays as well, as Buriram pulled off that final battle sequence.
Honestly, I think that what's really exciting about this particular match was not just about Buriram United, but I think it's just more of like how they decided to just really double down in fights. Usually it's a bit more quiet by them early, right? But this time around, you could feel like they're just starting to just get into the groove. They're starting to really feel themselves in this fight. Positioning-wise was also really good as well. They had so much control that high ground.
I mean, the comms obviously just cool, calm, collected, not panicking in that situation at all. And get high XL, man. This guy
like the kind of team that are very silent but deadly. You don't see them on the Booyah screen, but no Booyah, no problem.
No Booyah, no problem at all. At least on stage 1. But as we spot out the map here, it looks like finally we get some discipline. We get some quiet out there. We are back on Nextera, baby. And Nextera is the map that gave us the most number of eliminations from the day. 121 eliminations earlier on at Nextera just to light up the battlefield. And I talked about how we kind of were lacking through these eliminations on Kalahari from a lot of the teams, but still it was the second highest with 102 eliminations. So I think some of these teams are definitely warming up, to say the least.
It's always very fun to see these things happening. And again, you know, how aggressive these maps have been. In the show just now, you said that some of these maps can go a bit faster. And that's how fast we're going right now. As Jazzy does get one quickly. Ray rushes forward. Top is barely alive right now. I'm not too sure how much longer he can survive here. Ray does put his shot first out here. But finally, in the end, does go down. And the points being stolen away by EVOS here, starting off real hot as Jazzy crosses the peripherals of the rest of EVOS, and you cannot get away by trying to play like that against them.
Demon's Pride, getting their pride crushed out there, but they were not too arrogant to begin with. They were humble enough to acknowledge that this was going to be a very big stage, a massive challenge for them, for their region, but they're giving it their best. Their best so far hasn't been good enough. We did see a little bit of recovery play from Demon's Pride on that Kalahari match, and that has been their best game of the day, where they scored 10 points. The rest of those matches were way lower than that. That's exactly what's keeping them at the very bottom of the leaderboard. But thankfully, they've got 6 more games to look forward to tomorrow, and a lot of these mistakes to recover from.
Yeah, EVOS is still on it as well, chasing the last few members of VP here. So Madara instantly brought back into the game. Yes, but you're just giving up so many points to EVOS right now. But also at the same time, we were looking at GD for quite some time. We're seeing how aggressive they are. PDX is going to go down eventually by them.
Absolutely, and EVOS picking up elimination number 5. Well, thanks to Aim God and his thirst for a few extra
elimination points. Jazzy out all alone. He's protecting no
compound whatsoever. Madara's just dropping right behind him, and they're just going to be hoping and praying that EVOS does not go out hunting. And thankfully, EVOS looks the other way. They walk away from the potential point. But DRS out early, though. This is not what I was expecting, but Aurora picking off the solid 4 points from the Nepali squad.
Yeah, I think that feels like DRS is starting to slow down just a little bit as well. They didn't get the deeper run that we saw in the beginning of the day from this team. Aurora, though, looking into playing a different tune here. They want to try and catch up with Kiroro. They can crunch him from multiple angles. Kiro in trouble. The CQC, he tries to keep alive. He does, but not for long here as Zeus finally chunks him down eventually.
Yeah, Kiroro just trying his best to get away the stealth bites, but Zeus was just way too close. And he had the Valiant Dash as well to just break down those defenses instantly to get another point for Aurora, who's definitely having a much better game here. But Team Apex Gaming up against your reigning defending champions of the Esports World Cup. Free Fire. Can we see India take down one of the most lethal squads out there? Aim God, the shield gun in hand. Won't be able to get aggressive just yet, waiting for the rest of the team members to catch up as well. Woven going in for the tags, but instead the reversal and the backup from the rest of the EVOS members puts him on the ground. Shoto's gonna get caught out here as well. It's a 2v1. Valiant Dash still keeping Shoto alive, but the numbers play will catch up, and a disadvantage for Team Apex Gaming here. Slowly the team crumbling with the vending machine inside Sahiljat. Can he pull off some sort of a miracle here for the squad?
Yeah, but he's being marked by Rasha, who just desperately wants to take him down. Takes a little bit more damage here. It goes down. Rasha coming through as well. Not able to do so. Sahiljat finally wins it out in the end. Perfect positioning, but still has to deal with the rest of EVOS.
I'll take that, man. I'll take that. Good enough from Team Apex Gaming. Sahiljat giving us some exciting tightrope walking survival plays off of the glue wall, just at the very edge of that platform there. But of course, EVOS Divine still with the advantage on the numbers. But what's important is the recovery play off of the Indian squad. He bought enough time for the survivors to scurry on away, pull in those revives. And we're going to get to see if or not Team Apex Gaming finds that full recovery later on. Aurora, on the other hand, on one of their better runs so far. The most number of eliminations Aurora has pulled from a lobby today has been 9. They're already at 8, and this game is still fairly early. Can they continue their run, or will they fizzle out? Demon's Pride, again, still no way whatsoever to recover their gameplay here as they're scrambled on the battlefield.
Jazzy taking a lot of damage as well. Limit putting in the damage, and there we go. Falcons clean up house there as well. Another point in the back for DP, brought back into the game quickly. Somehow I'm surprised the AGL with only one player left. I wonder what happened there.
Madara, Aswab, too close to Aurora. Easy picking here for the Aurora players. I see Tech in there as well. Potential 10-pointer, best elimination game run here for Aurora on this next era map. Thanks to the players here from South Asia. The Dinocular will scan out the Demon's Pride players. Aurora's definitely on the hunt as they rotate around into Twin Bridge, looking for Intellect Center. It's actually Demon's Pride being the first team to make it into the next circle. Good on them, but scrambled from the very start. Holy mama!
Gosh!
Rasia brought it to AGAL. That deadly shot.
He did it twice! Unmoved, undeterred, cool, and collected. Look at his reaction.
I mean, that's the best way to take the #1 spot. Take the guys out of the #1 spot and move on into where they stand. But EVOS Divine, obviously, they need a few more points to climb the leaderboard. They were behind Buriram before the start of this match. Not by too many, of course. Catching up isn't going to be too impossible. And Demon's Pride again, all their revives are just giving some extra bonus points to anyone that comes across them.
Yeah, TAG now in trouble as well. Buriram United bringing his teammates back into the game. Katie got to stay alive, but this shot from Moshi, nothing crosses this guy. Gonna be able to confirm that elimination fairly cleanly. Shoto is close by, Sahil Jet and Wolvin around as well. And for Buriram United, I'm wondering what the next steps are going to be. Are they gonna go clean up house, get the last few eliminations, or are they gonna go and prioritize the positionings instead? And from the rotations, they're gonna try and go northern side here because the circle did hard shift north side.
Damn, Moshi, you're good. The follow-up off of the Riptide Rhythm is too perfect. Timely. But now, Gun Dynasty scrambling for safety as Falcons go out on the hunt. Vega's gonna get tagged up, and Peanuts there for the finisher on the front lines, backed up by Limit. And the Riptide Rhythm causing a lot of chaos out here in the lobby, just not from one team, multiple squads depending on that Skylar. And we saw the perfection out of Moshi. Limit showing us that he can murk magic off of that as well. Shiru, Benel too far away from the vending machine. Shiru's gonna be chased off of it as well. But Benel from afar with the strike of the VSK, finding the headshot. Deadly play from this guy. Knocks down Pina as well. And Benel single-handedly taking the fight up to Falcons. And that should be enough to contain the champions of EWC 24.
Should be able to bring back his teammate into the game as well. He kill, he heal, and he also eliminates players in this game. TAG once again brought back the teammates into the game once more as well. GG gonna launch themselves forward. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Gonna be chased by EVOS here. Abax does find Shiru there somehow, knocked down.
Man, I mean, EVOS got into position at the perfect timing, but Benel survives, which means Gun Dynasty gets to survive a little bit longer because the Super Survivor, Super Reviver will be on to his mission once again. FGL shot out. I've not seen a single narrow play after the nerf. Damn it, unfortunate we don't get to see those clutches.
Yeah, coming through here, Aim got jump shots forward here, puts in that damage. But it's Abax that gets caught out by Pina first in the end. Falcons now 9 eliminations already. AimGot will be found as well. EVOS may have bitten more than they can chew. Ray barely alive right now, feeling the pressure coming in from the players from the other side there. Does find Pina in the end, but I don't think they can do more than that.
Falcons looking to make this their game of the day. Definitely their best run they've had in here so far. EVOS, on the other hand, looking for that #1 spot as they took out the team on that #1 spot, AGAL themselves. But they're now on a recovery play. Apex on that revive. Falcons on the other hand. This definitely officially is one of their better games. Earlier on, they got 12 eliminations off of Solara, but only 5 placement points. They have to be careful because they were heated up on the Solara map as well, but dwindled down quickly when the circle was closing in.
It just seems like in this situation here, TAG stuck in the corner. Now looking at Falcons there, they really took their time to come into the circle as well. Coming back to GD, David, Vega also getting knocked down already. Benel just waiting for the right timing here. Just pop up his head, steal away those very nasty shots as he's been delivering toward this, I think, first side of the game, first part of the map, excuse me.
EVOS fully recovered already. Looking to take the #1 spot by the very end of the day for Group A. Can the reigning defending champions find that full recovery for themselves? TC on the other hand, quickly trying to play the reposition. Paradox, one of the teams that have been struggling, but definitely doing better than TEC at this point of time. Taking TEC out of the equation here. And give them a slight boost, and it's definitely a fair fight between the two, but Nezhad with the monster god name and going in for the finish here as well. Has got the electrotherapy connected to him, but can he get the job done?
Can't really get too close.
Slows the pace down a tad bit, and that does not give them that advantage they wanted.
Yeah, they're forced to reposition, go down to the lower ground as well. This is a 3-way fight. GD is here, Paradox is here, TEC as well. But they're going to take this bit by bit. Decides to pick and fight TEC first. Blade coming in hot, has an angle to work with, but finally locked out of the angle. You have the time timer online. Denrick trying to find a different angle into the area. The inhaler keeps him surviving for quite some time. Snipe goes down, Kutush, huge for that as well. Even Denrick is found in this situation. Blade also decides to end Denrick's life in the end. As TEC, the players are just getting dropped left, right, and center. As GD decides to join in the fight. Shiro here, found in the end, but TEC with the upper hand.
Big play there by a Blade. Phenomenal, and Benel is on it again. This guy is unstoppable on the revives. Yeah, definitely not the right kind of record to be holding on to, because you know your team's getting tortured out there, but they're also picking up some big points. TEC's out after that fantastic play. Shiru shut down by Moshi as he got revived, shot out of the air. And this is getting fairly dicey. Lightning Zone called out, and Aurora in a pickle out in the open.
Forced to reposition, rushes away with their lives. Look at the amount of pressure they are feeling right now. Finally, in the green for the time being. No, has to wait this out. And if they do come in here, not too far of a jump, but it's okay. Gives a bit of space between them and the rest of the teams.
Holy mama. Gun Dynasty, bloody impressive. So many times tortured, so many times losing their players. But the recovery as well as the dominance with the mechanical plays have been unbelievable. They sure as hell are on fire, and even literally out there right now within the lobby. Can they pick up more for themselves? 15 eliminations and still going with 3 players still alive.
Here comes the wait. Jonah putting a bit of space between him and the rest of the team. Now gonna rush forward here. Aurora gonna take this fight, I think, head on against Buram United. They're so aware that they're very close by. They're, I think, pressuring them with the nades. Azrael, a lot of damage taken. Zeus is barely alive right now. The rush forward is good. Get high, does find Azrael here somewhere. And Wasana, the jump shots are just nasty. Zones them away, chasing the rest of the team, but still not able to completely wipe them out of the map.
Yeah, big mistake there from the Malaysian squad. Trickling in one after the other up against your world champs. That's just not gonna work out. This ain't no Bollywood movie. And the heroes, regardless whether or not it is a Bollywood movie, will always win out. And Buriram just that hero. Now the numbers disadvantage for Aurora. Buriram goes in for the finisher. Falling shot. Wasana and 590 perfection. Get high with a backup. And Wasana cleans up the house. Pulling away. 13 eliminations in totality, but now they're going to be pressured from the back. Gun Dynasty spotting them out. Loud's in the vicinity as well. And Demon's Pride surviving somehow and finding their way in here.
This is a really great round for them as well, surviving this long. And it's really exciting to see someone as aggressive as Jonah just really get up close and personal and just clean up the area. Shiru will be the one to go down next year. Falcons still putting in that pressure. The rotations are going to be very, very intense. Falcons does have a bit of a zone control to play with, but we are seeing GD come close.
It's Thailand versus LATAM. Who's going to get that #1 spot? Both Gun Dynasty and Buriram, full squad. But Gun Dynasty on that high ground, this can turn into a disadvantage. What is a massive advantage for them right now with a bird's eye view. Can turn it around instantly if someone gets the God nade. It's going to be Benel taking Jazzy out of the side of Demon Sprite. A valiant run here for Demon Sprite is not going to be good enough to break them out of the 12th spot just yet. As we're left with 4 squads in the final circle. Loud, still Loud out there looking for their 3rd booyah of the day.
Doesn't it feel like deja vu how they have been able to hold on to this top side of this compound once again? Now Biram United forced just wait this out, taking a lot of damage from the players from the other side here. But Falcons want to go for this fight against GD. Can't do just that. So the most they can do right now is just wait out the utility, wait out the onslaught of bullets coming at them from different areas.
Mike on হয়ে গেছে সো লাস্ট ম্যাচ আমাদের এটা ফ্রি ফায়ার টুর্নামেন্টের EWC কিছু তো দেখা যায় না আবার এটা বড় কর তো ফাইনাল জোন ব্যাটেল লাস্ট ম্যাচের আমাদের টিম আছে আর 4টা মাত্র জিডি এখনো টিকা আছে ফ্যালকন আছে লাউড আছে বিরু আছে
ওয়েবক্যাম স্টার্ট করে দে ওয়েবক্যাম
না ওয়েবক্যাম দিস না
নাই তাই কি আছে
তাহলে ওয়েবক্যাম দে
দাঁড়া এই যে চোখ কর ওটার উপরটাও অনুজি পারে
তো এগেইন কামব্যাক দিয়ে দিয়েছি আমরা
লাস্ট জোনের ম্যাচ সবাই এক বিচি দিয়া খালি শট দিতেছে এক বিচি শট উড়াদুরা খালি ওয়ান ট্যাপ হবে এগুলো সব হলো বট প্লেয়ার এমিট টু বি ইউজ করে না এমিট টু বি ইউজ করলে গ্লুয়াল ফাটা মারি দিত
ব্রো আই ওয়ান্ট টু কাস্ট ফাউনি বল আমি বসি
না বসা যাবে
ওদিকে যা ওয়েবক্যাম অন হ্যাঁ ওয়েবক্যাম অন তো আইসা বসছি করতে এখান থেকে মিনা নক করে দিয়েছে
শালা করে চিপাইলা বইরা দিতাছে
চিপাই নিয়ে ওরে
চিপাই খায়া দিছে
থার্ড পার্টি গাইস থার্ড পার্টি মার
এর লেগে এক বিচি আমার অন টপ লাগে এক বিচি অন টপ
ক্লিপ যাইবো কিন্তু এটা
যাক
হইবো এবার যে জিতবো
ব্রো ওয়েট মিনা ওয়াসানো নক
বিআরও আছে
বিআরইউ শেষ ফ্যালকনের
লাস্ট টু
বিআরইউ জিতে
এইটা বুইয়া
এইটাতে বিআরইউর দুইটা বুইয়া ওরে ভাইয়া রেড বুল ভাই প্লিজ স্পন্সর আস
আমরা কিন্তু অনেক ডেঞ্জারাস স্টান্ট পারি রেড বুল
আমাদের স্ট্যান্ড এইটাতে বিআরইউর দুইটা বুইয়া ভেনু দেখছস পুরা
মাথা নষ্ট ভেনু দেখা মাস্টার বেট করা যাবে
এটা কি দিম 100% শিওর
এমন তো ফেস
না দেখি ও মাই গড ফ্যালকন কষ্টে আছে বিআরইউ আমরাশিতে আছে
ফ্যালকন টেবিল টপটা দি
ও মাই গড ওয়াসানার মা কান্দাছে প্রিটি লিটল বেবি লা লা প্রিটি লিটল বেবি
এটা হলো সব টুনির বংশধর
ও টুনির মা তোমার টুনির কথা শুনে
আচ্ছা ফ্যালকন তো মেবি মঙ্গোলিয়ান টিম ওদের মানে ব্লাডটাই কেমন যেন একটু অ্যাগ্রেসিভ ব্লাড সো স্বাভাবিক
এটা হলো কোরিয়ান আমাদের টিমে তো কোরিয়ান আছে
না কোরিয়ান না মঙ্গোলিয়ান
ও টুনির মা তোমার টুনি কথা শুনে না
এই যে 2 দিন পরে আমরাও স্পোর্টসে জয়েন করতেছি তারপর স্পোর্টস কাপাবো
কয় কি কইতাছে
তাকিব চিকেন নিছে
এই সাথে বিয়ারের উইনার চিকেন ডিনার যদি বিয়ারের মুশিকে গাঞ্জা করে দেখা যাচ্ছে এই
আরে তো বুঝে না বাবা আগে কইলো কি বুঝবো না
ও মাই গড ওয়াসানা
বাট আমি এক্সপেক্ট করছিলাম পিনা থেকে একটা ভালো একটা আসবে যেহেতু ফ্যালকন মানে ওরা তো অ্যাগ্রেসিভ টিম ভাই ওদের কাছ থেকে আরো একটু বেটার কিছু এক্সপেক্ট করছিলাম বাট বিআরইউ যেমন খেলছে আসলে জোশ ভাই আর বিআরইউ এমন টাইমে থার্ড পার্টি করছে ভাই কি বলবো ওরা খুব বাজে টাইমের খুবই বাজে টাইমের একটা
বাংলাদেশের
সাথে বিআরইউর
খেলা হবে একটু পর
সাথে বিআরইউর ছিল ভালো পজিশন ছিল
একটা না স্ট্রিম একটা না দুটো আলাদা আলাদা করতে হবে
আচ্ছা আমরা আউটরো দিয়ে বাদ দিও
তো গাইস আমরা আরেকটা
ওয়েট ওদের ভাই রিঅ্যাকশন গুলো দেখছো ও মাই গড মাই বয় অ্যাস্থেটিক বয় ও সেক্সি
মুশি
ইন্ডিয়ান টিম গুলো আপসেট কারণ তারা অত ভালো করতে পারে নাই
কি পারফর্ম
করতে পারে নাই
ওরা পারফর্ম করলো কাল্লা না করলেও কাল্লা
Yes, bro, English coaching power. So I'm going to English.
দিন শেষে ভাই যাই বলেন
What is the team name?
দিন শেষে ভাই যাই কোন এই ভারত মাতা দিয়া কিচ্ছু হবে না কোনো লান্ড হবে না গোবর খাইলে আর ওই গরুর কি কয় জানি ওডি খাইলে গরু খাইতে হবে তাইলে না হবে
The match is end for today.
বয়েস ইজ লাফাইং
ব্রেসেলস করা দাঁতে ওকে দাঁতে সমস্যা
They cannot laugh.
সমস্যা না দাঁত ফাঁকা যার কারণে বেশি
ইহাদের দন্ত চিকিৎসা দরকার
ও ওদের এইগুলো দেখছো যেগুলো কিন্তু বাংলাদেশে দেয় না ওই ওয়াইফাই থেকে আলাদা করার জন্য
বাংলাদেশে দিলে সব পানির নিচে থাকতো গাইস
ওয়াইফাই ডুবে যেত
না
নাইলে পুলিশ এসে বলতো যে
গাইস বাই দ্য ওয়ে রেফারি গুলো কিন্তু সুন্দর আছে যাই বলেন আপনি
ব্লন্ড
এই বাক্সের মধ্যে কি দিয়েছে গো
ওদের হইতেছে এক্সেসরিজ মেবি যাই বলেন
ও মাই গড ওয়াসেলের হাইট অনেক ছোট আলাই জানি
আলাই কি রেসিস্ট নাকি
আচ্ছা গাইস আউটরো দে
আরে ওয়েট দেখি না
কি কয় ওয়ান চুং মেশি
লেটস সি
সুন্দর বে
আই লাভ ইউ
সেও আমাদের মতো ইংলিশ পারে না তাকে ট্রান্সলেট
ওয়েট ম্যান
এটা মেবি টপ কিল করছে এটা
এমভিপি
ওয়াসেলের ইন্টারপ্রেটার
রেটিং কত
ওই এমবিপি না হলো আইজিএল মোস্ট প্রবাবলি টিম আইজিএল ইন গেম লিডার
ওরা কি গোল্ড পাইছে গোল্ডেন ব্যাচ নাকি সিলভার ব্যাচ না বুয়া লাগছে
কি কস
না ওই যে বিআরএম ম্যাচ দেয় না 10 করলে গোল্ডেন
ওইগুলো না এটা
সব এগুলো তো আছে
এগুলো আছে ম্যাচ রেটিং
বল
ও মাই গড
কুদিয়া সিটি থেকে স্পন্সর করছে আমাদের
বাসানা
কিউডিয়া সিটি
ব্রো কিন্তু কিউট আছে ভাই যাই বলেন রেফারি গুলো অনেক কিউট আমার ভালো লাগছে এদের দেখার জন্য হলো ইডব্লিউসি কোয়ালিফাই করা উচিত আপনাদের সো
খালি সোসো
লর্ডেনে চোদিয়া ব্যাংকো
গাইস সো গাইস আমরা আবার 7টা মেবি মনে হয় আইটেম ম্যাচ হবে 7টা 7:30টার দিকে আমরা আবার আসবো সো যারা স্ট্রিম দেখছেন অবশ্যই লাইক করবেন এন্ড সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন জানি দেখেন নাই দুইটা ওয়াচিং আর কি কমো সো বাই বাই গাইস
ওই দেখ না ঠিকই 4.1 কে ও না এটা তো ওগো
সো গাইস thanks for watching bye bye tata see you soon
okay goodbye everyone
Wow, amazing. Great answer, Osana. Well, I'm